We always try to start on time, and it is, what, 6:05?
6:05, yeah.
So we're 5 minutes late, but that's okay. That's 5 minutes, right? Okay. We are expecting a few more important people, so we're going to keep the door cracked open for a little bit, and then once the performance does start, we will close the door. If anybody here is missing a friend or anyone, please text them and let them know that when the music is on, we will not open the door, and please don't knock and pound on the door. It's just so disruptive. And that means that there is a performer on stage dancing, and it's just really disruptive for the performance, and also for videotaping. So if any of you have friends that are not here yet, now's the time to do it right now. Text them and say, please do not knock on the door if you hear music. When you hear me talking, then they can knock on the door, and we'll try to fit them in.
We'll keep the door open
For a little while for this.
between so that they know.
Okay.
Dave will check.
All right. Dave's our bouncer. So he's bad. He's a bad guy. So welcome to Twirly Girls. My name is Belle. I'm the owner of Twirly Girls. I want to take this opportunity to first of all thank all of our performers back here. Without performers, there can be no performance. We will have various acts today. Not all will be using a pole. What I like to highlight is that our students have many talents. So it's just not all pole dancing. We are a very talented group here. Each performer has spent hours practicing and working on their routine. Again, for some of our performers, it's the very first time they've ever performed in front of a live audience ever of any kind. So this is the first time for a lot of them. So yes, they're very, very nervous. But regardless of their level, they're all giving 100% of what they've got. This is not a competition of any kind, but a showcase to highlight what our students have learned and the opportunity for our students to step out of their comfort zone and perform in a very safe community. I want to thank all of you for coming out to support our cause for the National Kidney Foundation and for being here to support your friends and family. Without an audience, there is no performance. Look down where you're sitting. I want to thank the Diablo Gymnastics School in San Ramon. Who came out and put the bleachers up. Without the bleachers, you would all be sitting on the floor. So a big hand here for the It's huge to have the bleachers. To all our volunteers and our Twirly family, we're so much more than a studio. We are a family, very supportive of each other. Now, I kind of threw a little twist into our presentation today. I would like to introduce, first of all, Rita, who is our lovely Rita. This is about Rita. No, it's Rita. Okay. We always argue about this. This event is for the National Kidney Foundation in honor of our lovely Rita. And some of you are new students to Twirly Girls, and you've never had a chance to meet Rita. Well, here she is. She's also the face behind the webpage. So when the webpage looks really pretty, it's not me. Okay? This is David, her husband, who stood beside her every single pass of the way. I would like to introduce Lori. I thought this was a really important story to share. People know that Rita has had 3 kidney transplants. But there's just so much more to it, and I really think we need to share this story. So I'm going to pass it to Lori, who's going to pass it to Rita.
Hi guys, my name's Lori. I'm one of the instructors here, although I don't have an official class right now because I took on a job that makes me get up early and I'm kind of a grump. So I started Twirly Girls in December 2009. We had a group of friends who were supposed to come for a taster class, and Rita is the only one who actually showed up. And we've been twirling together ever since. I met her probably a month or 2 after her most recent kidney transplant, so we decided we're going on 9 years, right? And and I knew Rita's story, and until I saw it written down, I didn't really get what she goes through on a daily basis, even though I watched it happen. To read the story was really powerful for me, so that's why Belle, I think, wants everybody here to kind of understand why we're here and why we're doing this.
Oh wow, okay. So last year before, the years run together, I did speak at a National Kidney Foundation event, and this is kind of the speech from that. I'm going to edit a little bit. Unfortunately, I have to put glasses on because I'm old. Turn me hold it for you. My glasses? No. Only go work. Yeah. Cue cards, yes. All right, so we're going to start off with a word. It is tenacity. The quality of fact of being very determined, continuing to exist, persistence. I would ask that you keep this word in mind for the next several minutes. Hopefully I'm faster than that. And hello, my name is Rita Pearson. I am, in fact, and still am, a 3-time kidney transplant recipient. Wow. Still gets me today. And so today we're going to talk about this journey. That began, we'll say 40 years ago, and now you're going to know my age. At the age of 11, do the math, 51. And I am, at the age of 11, I was just a girl who liked to play kickball and twirl on the monkey bars, and would be with my families who were hunting and fishing and outdoorsy type of people. And I grew up utilizing the Sierra Nevadas as my backdrop. Beautiful area, go to Tahoe today. And so what happened is on one of these trips my dad fell down and he sprained his ankle, and his ankle got really swollen. And because of that, I looked at my ankle and my ankle was swollen and I hadn't fallen down. And so at the age of 11, my mom took me to the doctor, and well, that's how we began this journey. Let me turn the page here. I have a long name to say, and this is what they call my disease, which is a fancy way of saying your kidneys don't work, but here we go. Membranoproliferative glomerulonephritis. Nephritis is kidneys, right? Okay. It's not a very popular one. A lot of people who have kidney disease have diabetes and all that. I just have kidneys that don't work, or one that does. So at the age of 11, I was put on high dosages of prednisone, nasty stuff, but good stuff, high blood pressure medication, and basically sent home. Like, your kidneys are going to fail. Go home. And so I was an adolescent on prednisone, which is essentially steroids. So I have to apologize to my mom a lot. High dosages of prednisone give you a low immune system. And what a low immune system does to an adolescent is it basically isolates them. You can't be around people, right? So my teenage years were pretty much spent being alone. And this sentence here, okay, try not to say the ones that make me cry, so we'll say it. Anyone with kidney disease must find inner strength to make sure that they are not left behind and are included in life. It's a struggle even today at 51 because I still am isolated. So you have to fight for it. Thank God for Twirly girls. But somehow I survived and I made it through high school and from there college, and I am proud to say I'm the first of my family to graduate college. That is where I met this man over here, David, and well, we've been together 26 years. Wow. And we have a beautiful daughter named Kate. One thing led to. So it was during our first year of marriage. I was told I had to start dialysis. Everything had finally failed, so not a fun thing to do. And I got very, very fortunate before I started dialysis. Actually, I got a call for the first transplant. And had my first miracle call. It's a cadaver kidney, which means somebody had passed away. And I was in Fresno at the time, and basically they say, get to San Francisco, and that's what you do. You get to San Francisco and hurry up and wait, but nonetheless, at 26 years old, I received my first transplant, and things went really well, and I got healthy. And I was a professional woman, and I was working, and I wanted to be normal, whatever that is. And so that's when I decided I should be a mom. And prior to my first transplant, they said, no kids, never, ever, ever. And actually, they said it was not recommended. However, 3 years after the transplant, which is what they make you wait, I did have Miss Kate, and my little pride, and she right now is in Italy and almost ready to come back from a year of studying abroad. And so I got to have that dream come true, even though I was told I can't. I don't like being told what to do, by the way. So after that first transplant, we went back to a normal life. However, transplants don't last forever because you take drugs and they do things to your life. And so in 2002, basically it failed. I went on dialysis. We did that for a while. It got what I call the middle transplant, the second one. That one just didn't take. So back to dialysis, and then I got this last one, this third one that's 9 years old, and we got our third one. I'm trying to edit, and I should have done this. Okay, so, and as they say, life goes on, and we are here today, 9 years later. 9 years later, wow, 9 years. And I have been asked many times what it's like to live with the struggle with a chronic disease. And so I kind of came up with some pros and cons, and I always start on the cons because I believe positive. I like to end positively. But if you know anybody with a chronic disease struggling with something, they all do this. This is nothing unique. Energy is needed in life, and I just don't have the same energy as others. I just don't, and I never will. But that's okay because I can do things. I just don't have a strong immune system, so if you cough, I get scared and I isolate myself during flu season and everything else. So I have to self-isolate. So one of my recommendations, if you know somebody who is kind of struggling a little bit, go grab them and take them for just, even if it's just a little bit of a mini drive. Just keep them engaged a little bit in life. That's just my little ask. I want to get my time back. I spend so much time at doctors and hospitals and tests. I want to get that back because time is the one thing you can never get back in life once it's given, and it's really, really precious. So make sure you treat it with respect.